Today on Sean's Boosted Garage, we start disassembling the 4R75W. Hey, welcome back to Sean's Boosted Garage. Today I'm going to start disassembling this 4R75W. I had a good little stand here set up, but I just broke it. So now I got to do it on the bench. I was kind of hoping I could disassemble the transmission on that little table I had and maybe put parts up here on the bench, but anyways, this is what we got. This is what I got to do now. So anyways, I'll start with taking off the tail housing, and I did try to empty all the oil I can. Like, that's one thing about doing these transmissions, is it just like it's almost a bloodbath of transmission fluid. So I did stand it on its end and let it drain into the oil pan. So hopefully I got a lot of it out, and if not, I got some big towels around here I can throw down, and hopefully that'll contain most of it anyways. Just try not to make a great big mess. If I was a guessing person, I bet you this is a 13. Sure enough. Okay, grab 13 mil. I got this little plastic piece here. Actually, I'm gonna bring you in closer too. All right, so we'll start with getting this tail housing off. I'm willing to bet this transmission has never been apart, because even these bolts are coming out hard. Bolts are coming out hard, and it's aluminum, but I mean, another one of those plastic retainers. Loctite on them. Oh, two more underneath. Everything looks pretty decent there so far. The tail shaft bushing doesn't even look worn. It's got some tranny fluid in it, so we'll let that drain out. A couple sensors to get off here. Yeah, 8mm. This sensor here is the output sensor, so it basically tells this is how your transmission determines how fast you're going. Always, that is stuck. This one is they call it the turbine speed sensor, but it's really your input speed sensor. So I think what the transmission does, it can can determine it knows what's going in and what's coming out, and I think you can set a code to say if the transmission is slipping or not. There we go. And this part here, they call this the MLPS. It's basically your park, reverse, neutral drive, overdrive. It's basically the selector, and it's just telling the computer what gear you're in. I assume this comes off, and maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that for now. Doesn't matter that much. We're gonna roll this thing on its side. And we're gonna take off the pan. This pan got pretty damaged. I'm just gonna say, if this is gonna make a mess, this is where it's gonna happen. And there's already oil dripping out of it now. These are all 10mm socket, just in case you're wondering. Yeah, yes sir. Well, this transmission has never been apart. I've watched a few videos now. They say that this plug, if you find this in the pan, this plug is, it's put in the dipstick hole going down the assembly line just to keep dirt out. So when they shove the dipstick in, they just shove this right in the pan with it. So this is a pretty good sign that this transmission's never been apart. Here's the inside of the pan. I don't think it looks horrible. There's some stuff in it, but there's nothing, there's no metal that I can see anyways. Even the magnet, oh, the magnet's got some stuff on it, but yeah, anyways. I don't know the history on this transmission. I got it from a friend of mine, and he had just bought it. He just gotten it to do a transmission swap into an old Ford truck that he has. So, or like basically a Crown Vic powertrain. So the 4.62 valve and this 4R75W. He's just going to take the whole thing out. But anyways, he changed his mind, and I was looking for a transmission, and anyways, he just happened to have one. So here we are. I bought it, and I had to get a little welding done to it. I'll show you later. But the valve housing got cracked, taking it off. It got one of the dowel holes got stuck, on the dowel, and just there's not a lot of aluminum there, so it doesn't take much, and just twist it a certain way. So if you ever take one of these out, just make sure you lube up those dowels good, and maybe even get like a pry bar right at the dowel. Try to get something started in there so you can pry the dowel off instead of hoping it's going to come with the bell housing, because it might just happen. What might happen is what might happen to you was what happened to this one. So yeah, just take your time, see if you can get it out. Anyways, this is my first time ever going in an automatic transmission, and I've watched quite a few videos, and I think I got a pretty good handle of it. Plus I do have a manual. If I get stuck, I'll pull it out, but right now I'm just gonna sort of go at it the best I can, and try to figure stuff out along the way. This part here, I don't know if you can see it or not. This here is the wiring harness. And so some years of these transmissions, they actually have wires. And so I guess this is more like a PCB board. So I think this is the pressure control solenoid. This is your 1, 2, and 2, 3 shift solenoids, I believe. And this here, oh, this is the this is where the main harness plugs into, coming from the transmissions, or from the computer. So anyways, it just pulls off. Shove it in your parts box. Now, I think the next thing to come off is this little bracket here holding on this. This gives you like the feeling of, it's got the detent in it, so you hear click, click, click when you go into whatever gear. So just take that bracket off. It's got look in there. You can loosen off this nut here, and I think this will pull right out through. So now I believe that's 13/16. At least that's what they're all been saying. There we go. And oh yes, I gotta get that. There's a pin right there that's got to come out. Just grab with a piece of, or a pair of diagonal cutters, and comes right out. So this whole mechanism comes out. That's your gear selector, and this is your, I believe this is your parking, like when it goes in park, I believe that's what this whole mechanism, like this pin here. And if you lost a part, make sure you find it before you go further. That was the nut that holds on the gear selector. I think these, I can leave those solenoids for now. So I think the next thing to go here, I get the valve body off. So there's 2 sizes of bolts with this, or sorry, not 2 sizes, 2 different lengths. All the longer ones are the ones that go through, basically go through this center plate here, and all the shorter ones are around the outside. So I think the outer diameter are all the ones that got to come out to get this out. So that's what we'll go with. So there's the difference in length right there. Sorry, there is some in the center here that have to come out too. I think it's basically all these bolts here that have the integrated washer, like I think they call it like a flange bolt. Continue taking that. Oh, and now this little bracket here, this goes right here and it holds in your, I believe this is the pressure control solenoid. Anyways, you'll see when you take yours apart, you'll see that there's a little groove that this fits into. Make sure you just have it in the right part of the groove so that it holds it in. Maybe not. Oh. Okay, valve body's off. We'll deal with this later. I'm just going to set it off to the side for now. Now, the bloodbath wasn't too bad. One thing everybody talks about is this plate here. You're seeing the gasket right now, but underneath this is a plate. Well, this is the 1-2 accumulator. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little dimple there. And if you get real close, you can see that's cracked. So there is an upgrade for that, and I think Superior makes it. It's called a Superior Tough Plate, and it's just a little bit thicker. So I'll be purchasing that because I gotta get a new plate anyway, so I might as well get the better one. So now I gotta figure out how to get these accumulator. Well, this is the overdrive piston, and I think this is the 1-2 accumulator, and this is the, no, sorry, this is the 1-2 right here, and this is 3-4. This is overdrive, and I don't know what that is. I wish I did. I'm sure I do. I just can't think of it right now. This is your plug-in for your main harness. That's going to come out. When you're putting this back together, make sure you put it in before the valve body goes on. The valve body goes on because it's actually held in this little tab here, right there. It's actually held underneath the valve body, so got to make sure you put that back in. All right, so now, like I said, I got to figure out how to get these snap rings out. Okay, I got it out. So, got a pair of snap ring pliers, and basically, too shaky. Basically engage right there. Engage your snap ring pliers right here behind this ear and close it up, and that'll get it some of the way out. And then I had to take a screwdriver, sort of got in behind the snap ring and worked its way out. So, like I did it, like don't stand directly in front of it, and I put a rag over it too. I just sort of went along with my screwdriver because that's under spring pressure. So you don't want to be in the line of fire. And because I'm sure that would probably whack you in the face pretty good. Okay. So there you go. This is the overdrive servo. This is the overdrive actuator, servo, whatever you want to call it. So from the videos I've been watching, I guess this bore that this pin goes into gets worn. So the company Sonax has a fix for that, and they basically give you another pin, and it's got a couple O-ring grooves in it, so you can put O-rings on it, and it'll fit into the hole, okay. and it basically keeps oil from leaking past there. So I guess it'll give you like a mushy kind of overdrive engagement, and probably would lead to burning up your overdrive band. So anyway, so I'll be getting that looked after as well. There's a yellow spring underneath the cup, and there's a green one that goes on top of that. So it'll be hard to get out. Now, this one here, I think you can just get that with your screwdriver. Maybe 2 screwdrivers. So use one screwdriver to pry it out, and the other one to get behind it. Then you can work them together, and there. Some more oil. Okay, another spring. This is the 1-2 accumulator. So if you remember what I showed you on the separator plate on the valve body, this here, as this actuates, this basically hammers on that spot and it'll cause it to crack. So like I said, the fix for that is to get a new separator plate. There's a 1-2 accumulator and spring, this little cap. They say you should always replace these, they get hardened. This one's still low pliable, but I'm gonna replace it anyways. I don't wanna take any chances. Now this one here, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this one, because I think this one's under a, oh no. I thought it was under a ton of pressure, but not really. I think I can get it. There we go. Oh. Now, 2 springs, yellow and the blue. The blue is inside the yellow. And there's the 2-3 accumulator and another spring. So this green spring goes in, which goes inside this cup, so it goes in this way. And then the other 2 go in it that way. I think I've done a pretty good job of controlling the oil. When you watch people that, like when they have a transmission shop, like they get a bench, metal bench, and might have a trough running down the middle of it, and they just let the oil go wherever, and then just squeegee it over into the hole, and it goes down into a bucket, and they never have to worry about it. But here I don't have that, so I'm gonna try to do what I can. Okay, next thing, you get this pump out. Once you get this pump out, then you can start pulling the parts out. Looks like we got a threaded hole there. So I'm guessing you can thread a slide hammer of some sort into that. So I do have a slide hammer. Just wondering if that's a metric hole. I don't know if I have that or not. So anyways, give me a few minutes to get my slide hammer out and we'll see what we're into. Okay, I got something rigged up here. Hopefully it's gonna work. Here's my slide hammer, and I put this attachment on it. So what I did, let's pull this out. So there's 2 threaded holes in this pump. So I just got I just had some spare bolts laying around, and so what I'm gonna do is that this little ledge here is gonna pull on the head, so the head of the bolt. I've tried a little bit. I think it's not the best, obviously. It's not the most ideal thing, but anyways, it'll have to do. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it is coming. Oh. There. Nice. This slide hammer, I don't know, I barely used it, but it's just one of those things that's nice to have. Hard to get it's hard to get a good camera angle doing this stuff, because I need room to work, but I'd like you guys to be able to see it. Anyways, there's a ton of videos out there on how to do this. I just want to do my own. Anyways, out comes the pump. So we'll set that aside for right now. It's a pump gasket. And this little wave washer. It goes underneath the pump. And some sort of, I'm not sure what that is. I think it's what it's what the wave washer sits on. See that? There's that. Anti-rattle clip. We can't get that out yet. So, steel plate. Friction disc. They look in good shape, I think, what I can tell. Like I said, I don't know what the history of this transmission is. There might not have been anything wrong with it, but I'm rebuilding it because I'm buying a rebuild kit from, his name's Dan Gilsdorf, but it's Silver Fox Transmissions. Anyways, his kit supposedly will make this transmission good for 700 horsepower, so kind of my car doesn't make that kind of power, but I'd rather have it overbuilt than underbuilt. there's that clip I was trying to get out. I guess it's like an anti-rattle clip or something, so I'll put that back in. I don't want weird noises. Another steel. Friction. Another steel. And another friction. And I guess this is what they call the pressure plate. I believe this is the overdrive band, and yeah, it's actually in good shape. Doesn't look burned up at all. All right. I believe this is called the intermediate shaft, intermediate clutch pack. This is your, they talk about mechanical diode. That's what that is. And this is what your overdrive band, this is how it engages overdrive. And so this has 3 frictions in it. This one has, looks like 3 as well with that one. Some transmissions can have 4, I guess. Just depends on the age of them. At some point they upgraded them all. Looks all right, but once I get these cleaned up, it'll give me a better idea. But this goes right in here, inside. No, sorry. Goes inside there. Oh, once you get everything lined up right, it does, anyways. Now, this is one of the upgrades you can do. This one looks in good shape, but we'll see how this engages with the, I think it's the forward drum, I think they call it. I'll, when I'm doing the video, when I'm cleaning up all this stuff, I'll give you the proper names, but it's not coming to me right now. Like I said, it's my first time doing this, so. But it looks in good shape. Nothing twisted, nothing worn. But anyways, you can upgrade this to a better material. I think it's a 300M is what they call it. So these are your Torrington bearings. These are the sort of the bearings in the transmission, and so these, when they're going back together, I don't know if you can see this here. It's got this little tab, so you got to make sure it goes in the right way. Where's my magnet at? So I think it's in 2004, 2005. they went to, I don't know if I showed you that other sensor. So there's a turbine speed shaft sensor, and then there's the output speed sensor. Is basically, it's like basically what tells your speedometer and tells the ECU how fast the car is going and all that stuff. So anyway, so this drum is non-magnetic, and that's so that the sensor, that's so that turbine speed sensor, it can read through the inside of it can read through this non-magnetic material, and I believe it's reading this here, I think. And if not, I will be sure to correct it. There. And it's got this little bent up end on it, so I just put the screwdriver in there, pried it out, and got her to come out. This is the gear that that engages with the planetary set. So it looks good. I was watching a video today, and snap ring had come apart, and this gear, it ruined this gear and the planetary gear setup, and all right, another little clip. I believe this keeps the this drum here from hammering on the ears inside the transmission. Actually, you can see spots on it where it's kind of shiny where it had been hitting. Doing its job, I guess. So now this is the planetary set. First glance, it all looks good. I guess you check for, make sure none of these gears are loose. Make sure there's nothing stripped. I mean, there's a bunch of bushings and all this stuff, so I have to go through all those anyways and replace whichever ones I can. But honestly, like I said, I've never taken one of these apart, but I don't see anything wrong with it. Honestly, like I said, I just wanted to upgrade it, make sure it's going to be a reliable unit. Now, I think this is the reverse band, and it's good. Nothing broken on it. Looks good. Doesn't look burned up. Now this drum here, they usually, from what I've seen, they usually say to replace it if it's getting slop in it like that, because eventually they're just going to strip that. It's going to strip those teeth out, and I'll see when I get this all apart. But I guess sometimes it'll start delaminating. It'll basically start coming apart here. So Sonax, again, they make an upgraded version of this. I don't know if I'm going to go for it or not, but it's kind of pricey, and but we'll see. But I think anyways, I'm gonna have to buy one of these just because those splines are getting sloppy. Another snap ring. So this little piece here is on the output shaft, and I think the only reason for it is to act like a seal for the where the drive shaft slides in. I think it just helps to keep oil from migrating out past the spline. So anyways, take that off because you can't get the output shaft out without taking it off. And here we go. Here's the output shaft. Again, it all looks good, which is good. Not going to cost me a whole bunch of money to get this thing fixed up. Like I said, I'll have to replace this, and maybe I'll go with the upgraded Sonax one. I don't know. We'll see. The case looks in good shape. So, yeah, nothing standing out that makes me think that there's something wrong with the case or anything. The case is in good shape. Anyways, I'm hoping you guys were able to see that. Any of the videos I've seen, man, it's really hard to get a camera in here with good lighting to show you what I'm doing. So anyways, I'm hoping I got you close enough. I'll have a better setup as far as the transmission goes, because putting this back together, you really want it in a vertical position. I'm sure you could do it this way, but I think you're just looking to make it more difficult than it really needs to be. So all right, well, that's the end of the disassembly. I hope you guys learned something from it. Man, this, like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this, and so it's all new to me. It's all a learning experience to me. But you know, I enjoy doing this. I don't know if I'd want to do it all the time, but hey, whatever. It's good for a little project for the winter. I live here in Canada, so no snow where I'm at yet, but it's coming. So I won't have the car out till probably, imagine, April or May at the earliest. So I got lots of time to get this done. Although I'm gonna try to get it finished up before it gets really cold. But anyways, yeah, next video, we're gonna take this, work on all these sort of sub-assemblies and take them apart piece by piece and clean them up. And I'm gonna install the new components as I'm there, so I won't get things mixed up or things out of place or whatever. So yeah, anyways, appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe, let your friends know, and we'll see you next time.